Y/N stands in front of Jihyun and Minji, her face a mixture of shock, disbelief, and heartbreak. She's just found out that Minji is pregnant with Jihyun's child. The realization of betrayal sinks in, and it feels like a knife twisting in her heart. Y/N, voice trembling, so, this is why you've both been sneaking around behind my back. Jihyun and Minji exchange glances before Jihyun smirks, his eyes cold. Jihyun, well, Minji can give me something you never could. Turns out, she's more of a woman than you'll ever be. Y/N's fists clench, but she tries to keep her composure. Her voice barely a whisper. Y/N, what do you mean? Minji, with a mocking smile, oh, you didn't know? Jihyun's been helping you stay safe from pregnancy. Those pills he gave you? They weren't vitamins, Y/N. They were something to lower your chances. Read more. Y/N feels like the ground is slipping away from under her. Rage and pain flood her heart as she stares at them both, tears streaming down her face. Y/N, shouting, her voice breaking, you both disgust me. You've ruined everything. I trusted you, Minji. You were my best friend for 7 years. And you, turns to Jihyun, you were supposed to be the love of my life. Jihyun, shrugging nonchalantly, maybe if you weren't so gullible, you would have seen this coming. You're nothing but a doormat, Y/N. Y/N's heart shatters at his words, but she steadies herself, her voice hardening. Y/N, you're both pathetic. I'll be out of your lives for good. And when you're left with nothing, remember that you brought this on yourselves. She storms out, slamming the door behind her, leaving Jihyun and Minji alone with their cruel laughter echoing behind her. Later that night, Y/N arrives at her mother's small, cozy apartment. She hadn't been back since her mother's passing, and the familiar surroundings bring a wave of bittersweet memories. She drops her luggage on the floor and sinks onto the couch, burying her face in her hands as she breaks down. Y/N, whispering to herself, how could they do this to me? 3 years with Jihyun, 7 years of friendship with Minji, all gone in an instant. She sobs, feeling the weight of betrayal crushing her. But then, she remembers their mocking faces, the way they belittled her and played her for a fool. Slowly, her sadness turns to anger and determination. Y/N, wiping her tears, her voice firm, they think they can use me and get away with it. Not a chance. She picks up her phone and checks her bank account. She remembers the fixed deposit account she shared with Jihyun, money she had saved up through her hard work at her bakery. Without hesitation, she transfers the entire amount to her personal account and blocks Jihyun's access to the funds. Then, she goes through her phone, blocking Jihyun and Minji's numbers and any linked cards. Y/N, smirking to herself, let's see how they manage without my help. Let them struggle. They're nothing but gold diggers. She stands up, feeling a newfound sense of power and self-worth. Her bakery is successful, and she knows she can build a life for herself without them. Y/N, to herself, confidently, I don't need anyone who doesn't value me. They'll realize what they've lost soon enough. She goes to bed that night with a lighter heart, feeling empowered for the first time since discovering their betrayal. Her last thought before she falls asleep is that she deserves better, and she's ready to start fresh on her own. The next morning, Y/N walks into the hospital, still feeling the weight of the betrayal from the previous night. She heads straight to Dr. Myra's office, her best friend of 13 years and a trusted gynecologist. Mira notices Y/N's red eyes and instantly pulls her into a comforting hug. Mira, softly a Y/N. What happened? Are you okay? Y/N chokes back a sob as she hands over her medical reports. Myra's expression shifts from concern to shock as she reads through them. Mira, gently, Y/N, if you don't conceive soon, it could become incredibly difficult, almost impossible, in the future. Y/N's face crumples, and she breaks down, clutching Myra's hand. Y/N, through her sobs, what did I do wrong, Mira? I loved him, trusted him, if he didn't want a future with me, he could have just ended it. But they destroyed my dream, my chance to become a mother. Why did they take that from me? Myra's eyes glisten with tears as she pulls Y/N into a tight hug, her heart aching for her friend's pain. Mira, whispering, "Oh, Y/N. I'm so sorry. You didn't deserve any of this." Y/N clings to her, feeling the hurt and betrayal twist like a knife in her chest. Y/N, they both knew how much I wanted this, how much I dreamed of becoming a mother. And now, because of them, I may never get to experience that. Mira wipes Y/N's tears, her voice firm and full of determination. Mira, listen to me, Y/N. We're going to get through this together. I'm with you, every step of the way. We'll start with IVF as soon as possible, okay? I'll find potential donors, and we'll keep trying until you're holding your own baby in your arms. Y/N looks up at Mira, a spark of hope flickering in her teary eyes. Myra's unwavering support fills her with a new sense of strength. Y/N, sniffling, "Thank you, Mira. I don't know what I'd do without you." Mira, smiling softly, "You're not alone, Y/N. You're strong, and you'll get through this. We'll beat this together." Feeling a renewed sense of purpose, Y/N nods, determination filling her heart. She's ready to take back control of her life and overcome the pain they left her with. A week later, Y/N arrives at the hospital, her heart racing with a mix of hope and nervousness. She clutches her bag tightly as she walks into Myra's office. Mira greets her with a reassuring smile, placing a comforting hand on her shoulder. Mira, softly, "You ready, Y/N? Today's the first step." Y/N nods, taking a deep breath. Y/N, nervously, "I am, it's just. I don't know what to expect, Mira. What if it doesn't work?" Mira, gently, "I know it's scary, but remember, this is just the beginning. If it doesn't work this time, we'll try again. We'll keep going until you succeed, okay?" Y/N's eyes fill with tears as she smiles gratefully, feeling the warmth of Myra's support. Y/N, choking up, "Thank you, Mira. I don't know what I'd do without you." Mira hands Y/N a diet chart, meticulously listing foods to include and avoid to maximize her chances of a successful outcome. "Mira, here's your diet plan. Stick to it as best as you can. And remember, no stress. Just take it one day at a time." Y/N takes the chart, her fingers trembling slightly as she reads through it. The list reminds her of the commitment she's making and the strength she'll need for the journey ahead. Y/N, whispering to herself, one day at a time, she closes her eyes, takes a deep breath, and feels a renewed determination settle in her heart. Mira, smiling warmly, "All right, let's get you prepped. You're stronger than you think, Y/N. And remember, you're not alone. I'm with you through every step." Y/N nods, a small but determined smile on her face as she steels herself for the procedure, ready to face whatever comes next with Myra's unwavering support by her side. Over the next few days, Y/N focused on her health, ate nutritious meals, practiced yoga, and took her medication as prescribed. She tried her best not to think about her ex or former best friend, keeping her mind calm and stress-free. 3 weeks later, she attended her scheduled appointment with Mira to find out the results. Y/N lay on the exam table, her fingers crossed tightly, eyes glistening with nervous excitement. Mira applied gel on her belly, preparing for the ultrasound. Y/N held her breath, waiting for any sign, her heart pounding with anticipation. Mira, eyes widening, "Oh my God. Bae, you're pregnant." Y/N, shocked, tears streaming down her cheeks, "What? I'm pregnant?" Both of them broke into happy tears, hugging each other tightly. Mira, laughing joyfully, "Yes, baby girl. You're going to be a mom, and I'm going to be an aunt." Y/N lay back, overwhelmed by the happiness flooding through her. She couldn't believe it, this was the moment she had dreamed of, and it was finally happening. "Mira, let's check on the baby now, all right?" Y/N nodded, beaming as Mira continued the ultrasound. "Mira, everything looks perfect. You'll need to come back every 4 weeks, keep up with your diet," and she trailed off as someone suddenly barged into the room, startling them both. A tall, imposing man with a fierce presence entered, his eyes glowing with intensity. Man, in a deep, commanding voice, pups. My pups. Y/N, completely confused, what? Mira, stunned Alpha Taehyung. Taehyung, looking around, his voice full of certainty, I can smell my pups, Y/N, bewildered, what is he talking about? Mira was left speechless, trying to process the unexpected turn of events.